The jungle was alive, its dense green walls whispering secrets I couldn't decipher. My name is Captain Terry Kassan, and for 13 endless months, I led Bravo Company through the crucible that was the Vietnam War. You think you know fear? Try walking into the maw of an ambush, the oppressive heat sticking to your skin, with every snapping twig tightening your chest. Welcome to Vietnam. We were tasked with securing a series of hills known as Firebase Viper, deep in the Quang Tri province. On paper, it was simple. Move in, neutralize any resistance, and hold the position. On the ground, it was hell. The Viet Cong didn't fight like we were trained to fight. They didn't line up neatly. They didn't charge head-on. They bled you dry, inch by inch, through shadows, booby traps, and whispers carried by the wind. Silence, letting the visual speak for itself as the mist engulfs the scene. The assault began at dawn, under heavy mist. I climbed the hill alongside my men, the world muffled by the damp earth and the murmurs of distant gunfire. "Keep your eyes open and stay low," I muttered, more to myself than to my men. The trees loomed like ancient sentinels, their branches warped into claws by the damp and the rising sun. Suddenly, the jungle erupted. Bullets tore through leaves, sending splinters into the air. "Take cover!" I yelled as mortar shells thudded behind me, the earth vomiting chunks of itself skyward. The Viet Cong had been waiting, their positions invisible, until they began spitting death. Private Jenkins, the youngest in our squad, panicked and broke formation. He bolted, running right into a tripwire that sent shrapnel screaming in all directions. I dove to the ground, dirt and blood smearing my face, and watched as chaos spread. In war, moments stretch. Seconds become infinities. Time itself seemed to hold its breath as I crawled toward Jenkins' limp form, dragging him into the safety of a crater. "Stay with me, Jenkins," I whispered, pressing my hand against the wound that painted his chest crimson. His wide eyes locked on mine, his lips trembling like someone too young for this madness. But I didn't have time to grieve. I slapped a tourniquet around his shredded leg, shouted for medics on the comms, and turned my focus to rallying the others. I couldn't lose the hill, not to the enemy, but not to panic either. "Form up," I roared, firing blindly into the tree line for cover. Through the smoke, shapes began to coalesce, our reinforcements flanking from the west. The tide turned, but it was agony. Every inch of that hill swallowed our blood. When victory came, it felt hollow. The cost was too high. Victory was just survival with a price tag. As I stood atop Firebase Viper, sweat mingling with the mist, Jenkins' dog tags heavy in my pocket, I looked down at the jungle below. It was quiet again, but it was waiting, for me, for the next battle, for whoever else dared step into its maw. That's war. You don't win, you keep going, but nothing really stays the same.